morning, everybody. You are live, back with the crew. Today I'm trying to make a short little video. I'm back on the boat and I've got a bunch of work to do, but there's never enough time to shoot a great video, and I forgot all my equipment. So we're gonna have to make do with what there is here. I want to talk about Jeremy Hogan and his beautiful wife. I have just said their finale happened yesterday, I believe. I just watched it last night in my bed and I was touched by the entire video. I think those two are brilliant. I love their sense of humor. They've brought so much to the XRP community. Please, that can't be your last show. I know we rode off into the sunset, but we're not going to even accept that as your final video. Now, that brought me to a comment that somebody had for me last week that, gosh, it was such a good comment. Essentially, the question went like this, and many of you probably already read this, so you can just click away from the video now. Please don't do that. Well, you can do that if you got something better to do, which is probably almost anything in the world better than watching this old guy on a boat. But if you stick around, Alan, what are your elites, if you will, think about this court case with XRP, and how do they think it's going to play out? I really only know one person that I would put in that category who knows enough about the case to even listen to his opinion on it. And oddly enough, he and I have talked about that on numerous occasions. He and I have a negative side to that and a positive side, almost like Jeremy. I think he went with 51% XRP wins. I've been saying a long time, I think it's 50-50. I know I'm in the boat. I'm probably the lone ranger in that little boat. I think in the long run, it's almost better off that they lose the case. Let me repeat why. If they lose that case, they probably will pay their fine and go on with their day. I've been saying that for 2 years. If you win the case, that means the SEC can come back after you and after you and after you. I don't think that's going to be the case. I really don't. I hope not, because you and I have been through 2 years of torment already, and none of us need any more than that. So let's get to the question at hand. He and I have discussed many things in the past, and when it comes to finances and when it comes to when the regulators get involved and government, who's on what team again, what do they like to do? They like to settle out of court. When they settle out of court, that never works well for you and I. Reason why is because there's so many strings attached and so much manipulation. When you boil the whole thing down, the only people that didn't do well was the little guy. That doesn't have to be the case in this situation. Now I'm going to explain why. That whole group, and the Ripple group, I'm going to call them, have a lot of clout. They have a lot of power. They are, I know a lot of people don't want to know this, but they are the WEF. At least they have the ear of the WEF. And they are, you don't get invited to Davos and all those other things unless you are at least welcome, okay? Those people don't lose very often. They do. The other teams win. But if you listen to the final days, when the decision comes down, what you will hear is not what's going to take place in the background. In the background, this is my friend's opinion, this is a bit negative, it's a real negative. There will be a ton of coins distributed around, let's call it Washington, let's call it globally, let's call it a lot of people such as the Goldmans and the rest of those people will be distributed many coins underneath the table, behind closed doors. They will be then beholding to this okay, we got a backdoor deal, it's a handshake deal, the judge is going to come out and say this, and but we'll allow all of this because we don't want to have egg on our face, the SEC, and we want to at least look like, well, we told those guys, and we're out for the betterment of all mankind here, and they won't have complete egg on their face because they're looking rather ridiculous right about now. So when that deal comes down, when they strike that handshake, there will be coins distributed to these people. I can't prove any of that. I'm just telling you the typical way in which this happens. This is all speculation. Again, my show, my speculations. Those backdoor deals are what the world revolves on. What you see on the evening news, or what you see many of these Bloomberg articles and all the rest of that, that's why if you notice on my show, I don't follow too much of those. I don't follow even the mainstream, if you will, crypto news, because it's all what they want you to know. That'll come out with some sunshine and lollipop story about, we really took it to the SEC, or the SEC really ruined Ripple on this one. And that's what you and I'll hear. That's what Bloomberg will talk about for a week until the news story comes along. That won't be what actually occurs. It won't be the hoops and jumps and regulations that they'll have to go through in the background if they do take a deal with the SEC on a situation of saying, okay, I don't care, we just got to get this thing done and let's get it out there. Okay, SEC, we're willing to compensate a few things to suffice you so that you don't look completely ridiculous for all the rest of the cryptos coming out. We got ours, it's okay, we're good. I know everybody in the XRP army wants to hear that. Well, they do care. People do care about other people, but they feel like they've been through the gauntlet in the last 2 years, and it's like, well, as long as it works out for me, I'm okay. I'll help all the other people. That's really that's a great idea in the beginning, and you got paid, and people will get paid. But the bottom line is that all of those are trap doors and issues that will have to be fought in the future of crypto. Not just crypto, the future of XRP, because there will be strings attached. That's the negative side. The positive side is, if the judge, if she is sincere, and if she would like to really change the world, in which I have listened to a lot of her rulings, and I believe she may be the person that actually changes the scales of justice, if you will, throw a Themis term out there, to help the little man like you and I actually that isn't the right word, confront the SEC with a legal power that gives the people a reason to believe that the future of crypto can change the world, can change the betterment of mankind. She has the opportunity of a lifetime with a judge. Does she have pressures from all directions? Of course. The Southern District of New York is notorious for being the less than honest people in that district. They've ruled many times in the past against the people. However, she's ruled numerous times for the people. I don't think she's going to just drop the ball and push it to a trial. I hope that's not the case. If that's the case, we're going to end up with a year, maybe a year and a half more. I hope not. So, let me refresh. The question was, what are your elite friends believe is going to happen? Well, they're very on the know on some of this stuff, and they know how these deals work in these back rooms with stinky cigars, and you know how all this stuff, unfortunately, We think justice is just justice, and you and I don't know enough about it. And there's a lot of people that pull a lot of strings, and there's a lot at stake. There's governments, there's agencies, there's three-letter agencies, there's people whose livelihood will change if the legal system doesn't keep the whole Ponzi scheme afloat, if you will. They can't just start pulling holes out of the bottom of the boat and expect everything to just stay the way it is. So there's too many people that want to keep it the way it is. I know I'm babbling on now, but there's too many people that want to keep it the way it is, and they are going to do everything in their power to do so. That's why it's been a 2-year case. There's something very interesting also about the timing of this whole thing. I'm doing a video in the middle of doing that video right now, and it's really cool, and it's a really great concept about it will be the Millionaires 3 version, and it's interesting. I have a bunch of numbers and stats that I'm compiling right now about all that, and this is just an update about the case, the finale, and don't expect a decision before Christmas. I think I've said that in 2 or 3 videos. That's not going to happen. I really believe it's going to be March Jeremy's video said he had some guy that said it's going to be March. I'd say no sooner than March for sure, and we've been saying that for a long time. Okay, so again, one more recap. If this judge is who I think she could be in life, that's 25% chance of that, she could really do some wonderful things for the future of crypto. If 75% of me thinks that it's going to be the situation that business as usual, I'm going to say that it's going to go a backdoor room handshake deal. Oh, I want a bunch of XRP. We're going to let you guys off the hook, but I want a bunch of those funds. Not unlike the Reggie Middleton thing where they took over 90 million of his Veritasium tokens. There will be a bunch of XRP distributed amongst the people who want theirs. If we're going to roll over and give some compensation to you, we want compensation in return. Public doesn't need to know about it. It won't be on Bloomberg. So I'm repeating myself now. So if you guys like that video, I'm going to do more on that angle, but I got number 3 coming up, and now I'm just rambling on. So with that, I'm out. Have a great day. That video was perfect. Nope, not even close.